What does it take for a city to jump from 23rd to 6th in the Global Destination Sustainability Index in 1 year and still make sustainability feel practical, not preachy?
In Tampere's case, it took long-term climate work, a strong supplier base, and a city strategy that treats sustainability and inclusion as part of the same system.
Welcome back to Sips for Change, where we not only discuss sustainable event practices, but also cities that are incorporating responsible tourism into the way they operate.
And Tampere is a great example. In the 2025 GDS index, it ranked sixth globally with an overall score of 85.76% after being 23rd the year before.
That's a huge leap, especially in a benchmarking program that assesses destinations across 74 performance areas and looks at far more than just nice branding.
Exactly. And what makes Tampere especially impressive is that in order to make that leap from 23rd place up on the index, they had to focus on all four of these areas simultaneously.
This means working on advancing their social performance, environmental performance, supplier management, and destination management all at once, which is a lot.
And it's amazing. I'm sure there's a lot of infrastructure that was put in place over the years, but the growth over the span of a single year is so super incredible.
Definitely. So let's start with the environmental piece because that's where a lot of the visible progress shows up.
According to the GDS assessment, 56% of Tampere's electricity comes from new renewables, with renewables covering more than 50% of the local energy production. And 99% of their waste is recovered either as upcycled material or for energy.
That kind of metric makes it obvious that the city put in a lot of effort and actual work. It's not just fluffy marketing language.
Exactly. Tampere also says 1/5 of the city's land area is green space and 24% is water, which helps explain why the city feels so closely connected to nature.
So their motivation for their sustainability journey is not only about policy, it's also about preserving the land itself.
Exactly. And the city's climate roadmap is focusing on 236 actions across six themes, such as urban planning, mobility, construction, energy, consumption, and nature. So, this is not just a vague aspiration, it's a structured plan with a lot of moving parts.
Which makes it a lot easier to understand how the city got from one ranking to another.
It really does. And the supplier side is just as important. 88% of the hotel rooms are sustainability certified, 100% of the venues are sustainability certified, and 100% of their PCOs and DMCs are certified as well.
That's a very strong message to the meetings and events world.
It is. It means that for planners that are entering this destination where sustainability is already built into the supplier base, it's not something that they have to research and have to build from scratch.
Which saves time and makes the responsible choice easier to execute.
Exactly. And from the social perspective, this is where the picture becomes even more interesting.
Mm, that's the piece I don't want us to miss, because social sustainability is often the part people forget about and underestimate the impact of.
Tampere didn't seem to treat it that way. The city uses map based surveys to understand well being as experienced by their residents, and it reports that most children and young people, as well as adults, are doing very well. It also says that people are generally satisfied with city services and the conditions of their neighborhoods.
That's a very human way to approach a city's progress. It's also a lot of work to survey the community by neighborhoods.
Yes, and it matters because sustainability isn't complete if it only looks at good environmental policies and leaves out the social impact.
Right. So, what does that look like in practice?
For example, it shows up in programs like the Eco Card, which supports cultural participation for people of low incomes, and for Tampere Junior, which is a program designed to reduce well-being gaps among children, young people, and families.
That's a strong sign of their intentional focus on inclusion. It says access is not just about mobility, it's also about affordability and participation.
Exactly. The city has also trialed participatory budgeting, giving residents a say in how tax revenue are used. And that's another sign that inclusion is built into how the city works, not just discussed in policy language.
And from an events point of view, that's fascinating because it shows a city that understands participation as something proactive, not just one sided.
Yes, indeed it does. And from a cultural perspective, we can see intentional efforts there as well. Developed during the Tempura region's European Capital of Culture bid process, the EDAS tool was developed, which stands for Equality, Diversity, Accessibility, and Sustainability.
This is a user friendly digital platform that provides free access to cultural and art institutions and festivals across the region and Europe. The platform compiles up to date information on equality, breaking it down to easy to learn sections, including theory, test, video courses, and assignments for the leadership and employees of cultural organizations. So, the city is building inclusion into culture, tourism, and civic life at the same time.
And that's one reason Tampere's smart tourism title matters so much. The European Commission recognized it as the 2026 European Capital of Smart Tourism for Sustainability, Accessibility, Digitalization, and Creativity.
Which helps us answer our original question: how did the city climb the rankings so fast?
As we mentioned, much of the analysis points to improvements across environmental, supplier, and social dimensions.
These rankings aren't superficial or just better headlines. There are many key performance indicators that destinations are measured against.
Destinations, organizations, and people don't become sustainability leaders by accident. They do it intentionally by connecting climate action, supplier readiness, and social inclusion into one coherent system.
And for our audience, that's the lesson. Tampere is showing that a strong sustainability story is also a strong inclusion story.
Exactly. And that's the kind of city event planners should pay attention to.
Because when a city makes sustainability practical and inclusion visible, the event experience gets better for everyone.
And that's what makes Tamper such a compelling case study.
That's our temporary story for today. Measurable progress, practical inclusion, and a destination that seems to know exactly where it's going.
Until next time, keep making conscious choices one sip at a time. Bye, everyone.
Bye.